Hey everyone, D-Dub Squizzy here. Welcome back to Civ 3 World War II. Okay, we're actually... You guys are not going to do anything yet. Here, let me grab... Oh, not you. You. I might as well just try to bomb these guys out. Got him. Okay. And just like that, we have Havana. Cool. So that's it for America down here. Now I'll just fly all of these into there. Sweet. Now they certainly can't reach. I'll bring them down to Accra. Hopefully I have some fighters that can get in there to reinforce them. Okay, you guys certainly can't, right? You can get there. Yeah, that works. Go from San Juan to Havana. I think these guys can make it to San Juan as well. I mean, I could put these bombers around. Yeah, we can put them on there. Right. Let's just bomb Monterrey first. Actually, I should probably use these ones, huh? They've undoubtedly moved some more fighters or something in there. So we're gonna have to break through those. Can you stop missing? Sorry, this is on a plane, right? Yeah. So they're getting no real defensive buff at all. But I want to take the city before we start messing with the Shermans, because right now they have a defensive bonus. I'd like to take that away from them. Yeah, they flew more fighters in there. We haven't even scratched the defender. Well, the more they sacrifice here, the fewer they'll have everywhere else. So I'm kind of okay with it. Okay, I know they could fly some in there, but how many do they have? Quite a few, actually. Alright, well, they're all injured, though, so we should start killing them now. And of course the Shermans moved along the hills, which just makes them that much harder to kill. Very annoying. Okay, they've got to be just about out of fighters. Yep. Cool. Let's finish off the last of the defenders, and then we will have the last Mexican city. Forgot they had a decent number of infantry here. Of course. Yeah, shoot down one more. Let's just do this. I got 3 H's in here, right? You know what? We're just using you guys. Are you kidding me? Thank you. Alright, so that takes that away from them. Boy, they've got a lot more, though. Wolverines there, Wolverines and Shermans. Oh, okay, that's an invasion force. Counter-invasion force? I need to see, what does Austin have? I don't actually know where Austin's going to be in this list. There we are. Okay, they got one. They almost have another B-29. Don't like that. They only have one fighter in there, and it's not a great one. They might be able to reach that. Maybe not, though. Okay, go down here just to get you away from what's happening. So we're going to start up at the top and work our way down. I've got enough 87Bs to kill a bunch of things. And they don't have a bunch of infantry with these groups, which means we don't really have to worry about anti-aircraft. Which is always a major plus. Unfortunately, the defense on Shermans is pretty solid. Got a tough time actually beating them. But we will. Austin, it looks like... Well, let's see. Both Austin and Houston are one turn away. Or 2 turns. We'd have to move out there with 2 movement, and then the next turn take 2 movement to get there. So both are going to take us a decent bit. Now, there's no point going out there until I have some more planes in position to back them up. I think right now one of my 88 fleets basically can touch their cities. The others are a little too far away. But that's the last Mexican city. I guess Baja technically, but that's not American. Not anymore. And of course we've taken their island cities, which means all America has left is the actual 48 continental states. Sadly, I'll never have Hawaii. If they'd done their job early, I wouldn't have had to deal with Japan so long. But somehow, despite actually putting up a reasonably good fight, Britain and America just got curb stomped. And of course China got absolutely thrashed. They had no chance. And somehow communist China and Russia both were untouched. It's like Japan barely even interacted with them, except for the city on the far end of the, like... I still don't know how that happened. I have no idea how Japan took that, or how they held on to it for like 40 turns or more. Makes no sense to me. So we're definitely not going to kill this stack up here, but we might kill that one. We'll see. It depends on how many fighters I've got, or bombers I have, and how my tanks do. But we're just going to use our 88s to bomb down what we can first. $87Bs won't be able to get them, I don't think. 1, 2, yeah, no. Can't get them or them. They have a flak in there. That sucks. No infantry, though, just a 1 flak, but... Wolverines do have a defensive thing on them. They're a lot like Stugs. I don't know, we might get the other stack there, the bigger one. Like, we're already on the lower stacks of these guys. And we haven't even swapped over to my second fighter group, or bomber group. Oh. Right. Here, you can all fortify. That's right, I have a ton of 88s in here. Awesome, I can do this faster. If I can get me back into that. There we are. Always love when I can do this. We can just speed through. I don't have to sit there waiting 5 seconds for every single notification. Wow, this stack is not going down fast. Oh my word. I think most of them are just depleting at 1 hit point at a time. Okay, well this stack, it's got some Shermans. It's got a lot of Shermans in it. They've already proven themselves able and willing to attack anything, basically. What's the defense on a Stug? 26 to a Panzer Grenadiers. No, Panzer Grenadiers have the same one. Wow, so Panzer Grenadiers are basically just all around better. Why am I building Stugs? I should injure those Shermans at least. Ouch. The fighter cover shouldn't, or not fighter cover, the anti-aircraft shouldn't be any more significant or dense than most of the stacks we deal with. Because I think I'd heard it takes only the top air defense of the 3 or 4 best air defense units. And if there's only 1 flak here, that means it's equal to like the 4 or 5 infantry that are normally there, right? Oh, that's all of them? Is that all of my 88s? Do I have more somewhere? I don't bring any here, did I? No, I did not. These are all 87Bs. Okay. That's not great news. Yeah, we at least injured him. Okay, well then we're hitting this. Stop trying to get me to move my Stugs. I have other things I'm doing. Forgot there's some Lee grants here. Okay, there were a bunch of them there. Oh, dang it. Not what I wanted to do. Stupid Dorniers. Where are the others? Get out of there. Okay, I had a lot more 87Bs than I realized. Okay, fly the rest in. Yeah, you'll just... Why not? Just go there. Who has the time, you know? Probably gonna kill that guy while he's running away. Cool. Ouch. Okay, yeah, just stop it. I'm done with the Falk Wolves. They're useless. At least they're useless for this. Hopefully we can really cut down on their numbers here. Only a handful of infantry divisions went with each group. Right, I should be targeting these guys first, because they're closer to escaping. None of these guys are fortified anymore. Love that. Most of the stuff in here is injured too, right? Well, a lot of them are. Although I'm not... Well, yeah, no, almost all of them are injured. Just nothing that significant. Sorry. Something in my throat. Okay, let's injure the Lee Grants at least. They have decent health on them. There we go. Oh yeah, these guys. I'd like to get the infantry on top so I can attack and kill them directly without endangering my 87Bs. And I think, because nothing can fortify on the mountains, they should show up if I can get through these things. Alright, that's all that's left. The Stuarts are here. But the Stuarts are all pretty badly injured. I don't know if a 2-hit point Stuart is going to be on top of an infantry. We'll see. Oh, that's on top. Okay, well, die. Yes, they are. I forgot there were still some Wolverines out here. For some reason I thought I destroyed all of them. There we go. Okay, now we'll target this stack. So here's what I'm thinking. We kill that guy just because we can, and then we leave the way open. What that'll do, I think, is draw them all out. Like, they won't use the mountains or the hills, they'll just run as fast as they can to try and reach those hills over here. So we hold this forest and this hill, but leave this open. They won't get out before we kill them all, I don't think. But it'll keep them from using better defensive terrain. And if I can kill all the infantry, we'll be able to bomb them with impunity from here on out. I really want to just take out as many Lee Grants as I can. Are there any in here? I think... oh yeah, there's quite a few in there. Well, we've already destroyed a lot of them. We can destroy some more. Those are the only scary tanks up here. The M3s and the M5s pack a bit of a punch if they really want to. But they're not nearly as intimidating. That's right, the Stuarts are still fortified out here. Hate those things. Well, we're making good progress injuring their other units, but you just know that the moment we get through them, there's a big stack of healthy M2A2s that we're also going to have to injure. I hate those things. Wow, Dornier actually shaved 2 hit points off of Wolverine. That's shocking. Now, if I get the opportunity, we are absolutely going to kill the infantry in this stack. I'm pretty sure the Stuarts will be on top of them, so we probably won't have that opportunity. But I guess you'll see what I'm sort of planning here shortly. I want to focus my 87Bs on one stack, and preferably one without infantry. Because I just don't have that many. I need to conserve what I do have up here. There's the M2A2s. We can't hit... Yeah, we can't hit Peace River from here. So I'm going to have to set up an airbase elsewhere. I sort of had a plan for one of... That's a 4 hit point M2A2? My word. I was going to put one here. I think I should put it down, like, here, maybe. That's still pretty safe. They'd have to trudge through a lot of our land to get there. But we can also bomb enemy cities from that point. I can do that and then move the 88s next turn, I think. They should be safe to do that. Because, you know, we're putting in the work on these stacks this turn already. Okay, we've handled all their real defensive units, but I'd like everything down at 1 if I can. That way any follow-up attacks we do with any of our troops have the best chance of success. Also, we'll injure that. And this guy, he's alone. I can just send a tank down and kill both of them. He's just a militia, but he's still British, you know. Okay, how many more are we looking at here? None. That stack's good. There's a handful in this one. Alright, that's all of them. So, one of you, go here. Airfield. I don't know if I grab one of these other guys here. There. How many more is that? Okay, I used most of them. So, we kill... Yeah, we won that. Ouch. Did I just lose that fight? No, I won. How many more infantry do they have? Oh, quite a few, actually. I can't believe that. The Americans wouldn't even talk to me. Wow. That's impressive. There we are. Alright. And that should be all of their infantry. And now... Gotta be kidding me! Is there anything else in here? You. Stop it. Go away. Of course it would succeed this time on its bombing run against the mountain. Because of course it would. Well, this means they have no choice but to run away now. Because they're on the mountain. What happens to actually wield units when they're on a mountain with no road? What does that do to them? Can they still move off of it? Yeah, I woke up one up there. Cool, so that's this city now as upgraded as it can be. Now we're just putting down roads for convenience in Spain. Oh yeah. For a second I was like, when did a transport come down here? Then I remembered I ordered my cities to build those. How many are in here? Okay, yeah, we're all just gonna stay here till everyone's healed up, I think. You guys can go to work. Use the panther. Oh yeah. Where's, I do have 4 H's in here, right? I think I can level up 1 or 2. 4 F's, sorry. Yeah, so they can attack the city. They cannot attack us here. Okay, now the injured guys from here, I need to send up to heal. We did get bombed a couple times. Okay, I think that's all of them. And the rest of the stack, group up, and then we're going to wait 1 turn before we go anywhere or do anything. Because there's a lot of bad guys here. Hold on. That gold's a luxury here for some reason. They have 4 luxuries, but I don't even know what they are. One of them only they have. I don't even think they're... Okay, so the tropical fruit must count as a luxury. Do the pigs? There's tobacco on the city. Okay, good to know. That's one of the most frustrating things if you play as America, because you have tobacco at Cuba and no means of exporting it. And when you're America, at the start especially, you're kind of starved for luxuries. Don't I have a ton of workers here? That is a lot. We'll just start throwing down some roads. Oh, wow. I didn't know I could put them on air bases. I should probably have made that irrigation, not a mine. It doesn't matter. That should restrict them just a little more. Maybe even unnecessarily, but they are restricted. Those guys are potential future air bases. There we go. Okay, I still gotta work through the Stuarts and infantry from this stack. So we're gonna try to do that. How many are there? They got a lot of them. A lot of Stuarts, at least. This is not going to be a quick thing. Oh, we got zona controlled by them. That's so rude. I would never do that to them. Alright, we've really wiped out a chunk of their defensive units. I gotta double check, see how many infantry they have left, and then find a way to kill them. And then the following turn, I think, between any other attacking units we have and our bombers, hopefully we can take out the rest of them. Even if I can't, they'll have to stop on that hill. Like, they'll move onto the hill and stop again. And I can get them with my bombers the next turn. So long as the other stack doesn't turn around and come back, we should be fine. If it does, it's in a pretty good position to cause us a little bit of trouble, but most of its units are very injured anyway. They're certainly not going to take Prudhoe Bay, and that's what matters. I'm tempted to send my troops that are around Whitehorse further north, try and intercept them as they run away, but without close fighter support, close bomber support, I don't think that's a great idea. We'll be fighting them out in the tundra. We'll have nowhere to flee if things go awry. And I need those units to move down through Canada and attack stuff. Now that we have our other airbase set up, they're in a better position to do that. So they'll probably move down on the border and park. Let the enemies retreat. That's odd. There's two here. What kind of units do I have in Monterrey, actually? There's not that many. Well, they don't have much to attack me with. I doubt they'll use their Shermans. Lee Grant and the Stuarts could hit us a little hard, but not that hard. And I do have a handful of Panzer Grenadiers and whatnot in here. I think we're fine. Okay. What do I have in here? Sure, that's good. Now they're down just to those. No more air defense. Okay, so there are some healthy M2A2s here. A few M3A1 Stuarts. They could be pretty gutsy with that. Here, let's just discourage them, not give them basically no reason to make a move. To get the zone of control. Wow. Cost us nothing. That's what you like to see. Okay, and then next turn, I think all of these 88s I can move here. Those guys will probably finish healing for the most part and flee, assuming they do flee. If they come straight back down, it probably won't actually change our plans at all. I'll just fly these 87Bs down to here. Right, because we'll finish off them, and then a turn later they'll come in. It's going to take them like 4 turns to get us from any direction, at least. Now they could come up and attack us here, but we've got some pretty decent defense going on. We'll follow it up with Panzer Grenadiers shortly. How many do I have here, actually? Cool. Let's put one of them down. I should have stayed up here for one more turn, get that Lancaster to try to bomb us so that we can shoot it down. What do they have in Peace River? Is it going to be another 8 million fighters? Nope, just a couple. And a Lancaster. Alright, that's no problem. We can get that. cool. So that's all for there. Yeah, I think we're as secured as we're going to get over here. It's a lot of 88s. They weren't enough for all those stacks, but the 87Bs were. Okay. Let's animate our battles and move on to the next turn, I think. So I'm pretty sure... Yeah, he's there now. We don't have any other pollution that I'm missing, far as I know. Except that. Which I thought I had set them to do. Like these guys, I thought I sent 2 of them up there, 1 of them down here, but I must have sent them both to the same place without thinking about it. So I'll just have my worker redirect next turn. Yep, let's go on to the next one. I don't have many fighters there. More Shermans. I can get a better feel for what's going on up there next turn. My Dorniers can scout it out. I should check their Sherman numbers, though. See how many they have. We've been kind of killing them in droves. And have been since we landed in Alaska. But I'm noticing a lot of them down here. So loud, though. There's an infantry. I knew they'd be along eventually. And they're showing up with Stuarts. Oh, those might... No, those aren't the ones that were already there. They moved in from off-screen, right? I'm not sure. That's it for that stack. There go their injured units. Oh. They are gutsy enough to attack. Jerk. Literally gains nothing from it. I just saw an injured unit and they killed him. We'll kill you right back, don't worry about it. Yeah, that stack's gonna take a while. We're gonna have to watch them all run for it. They're bringing in a lot of Wolverines. That's a problem I'm noticing. So once all this is said and done, I need to have my workers that are down there near Anchorage dig a road that leads from Prudhoe Bay to Whitehorse, like around those mountains. So that in case something like this happens again in the future, because there's a lot of unmoderated tundra out there, I have a way to get out there and quickly eliminate people that are running away. And block off escape routes. Good thing I didn't have to build these roads in the first place, though. Britain and America were actually on top of development. They've been putting roads everywhere. I noticed only one B-29 bombed us. I wonder why. I know they've got more than one. They could be bombing Japan, if Japan is on their coast now. Although I think their Iowas are strong enough that they will actually straight up attack Japanese Yamatos. Which, if that's the case, they are going to rapidly destroy anything that gets near them. Assuming they're building Iowas on the west coast. They'll overcome any Yamatos quickly, and then, you know, blow up whatever they're escorting. And Japan is unlikely to send out hordes of Yamatos without them being here to escort. But America doesn't have that many short-range bombers anymore. Once I destroyed most of their B-29s and stuff, or not B-29s, B-25s, they kind of just stopped building them. And now they're only building B-29s, which are strong but really slow. I guess just a couple of them can probably bring down a Yamato, though, so it probably serves the job well enough. That M3A1 might attack us. They have a couple healthy ones. And they've attacked Panzer Grenadiers straight up before. Yep, he is attacking. Now that we've taken 2 hits, they will attack with the other full health one too, because he thinks he's got a good enough chance of winning. I thought there was another full health one, maybe there isn't. That stack is getting very large. Like, that's a lot of Shermans, and Wolverines both, that have clambered on top of it. So for only 1 infantry, I guarantee you he's going to shoot something down at a really inopportune time, though. Oh, on the plains. Weird. There's some more infantry. Now they have as much AA as they can get by infantry. Hooray. I hate them so much. I think the defense on a Sherman's higher than infantry too, which means they're going to be at the bottom of the stack. Which means I should probably attack them directly with tanks when they're healed up to try to kill them. They do have another full health one. Several. Oh, wow. Don't you dare lose. Okay, well that's a few less tanks that we have to worry about. Oh! A Grant. That is a cool death animation. Okay, we're almost done with their Alaskan retreat. And I think that's the last of their guys here. There's the flak. Alright, so we need to take out that one on the hill. There are way too many anti-aircraft stuff there. Hate that. You're coming in further? Yeah, whatever. Sure, try that. I'm sure that'll work out great for you. Yep, send out your flak. Lord knows you won't need it. I'm not going to remove the Panzer Grenadier from the stack and send it back to heal up. He's now underneath the more defensive units, and I want to have some anti-aircraft with them. So he's going to stick with it. Man, Cape Town's enormous. We did knock this thing way down when we took it. Yeah, and it's already grown this huge. It is one of the larger cities in the world, I guess. I wouldn't say it's one of the largest, because I don't think it's even close on that scale, but it's pretty big. There's a lot of people there. Of course, South Africa is like... Is it the most populous country in Africa? I actually don't know if that's even close to true. I'm pretty sure it is, though. I know they've got a lot of people there. Might be a little noise in the background right now. Can hear my son crying out into the air for some reason, I'm sure. Let's just get my turn done. I don't have much to do, but I do want to check a few things. Yeah, give me a library. It'll be awesome if I can actually get Messerschmitt 262s in use. Okay, do you have anything else that needs to be built? Because the barracks, for some reason, wasn't already. Huh, this one's all good. Let's see here. SS Panzers are 10. We can build them. 4 F2s are plenty good. Wow. Well, I mean, is this not the governor's job? Is that not why I put him there? I guess it's just a no-win situation, but I feel like we could starve everyone and then we wouldn't have a problem. Whatever. I don't know, I thought by putting the governors in charge, I was specifically guaranteeing that would never happen. Okay, well, pollution there, pollution over here, yeah, you. No pollution up here. I think there's one there. There was one somewhere else, too. Let me think, where was that? Wait a minute. It wasn't in Africa, was it? I don't think it was. It was over here, that's right. Okay, and I think that's all for the pollution stuff. So let's see here. That's a lot of Wolverines. And a lot of Shermans. And oh my word. Okay, but that is basically all of it. The other stacks are pretty small. Yeah, we're not attacking either of these cities unless our bombing runs go really well next turn. This has to go. That's more infantry than I thought. I saw them move. And they have a flak there. That's going to be a rough time. We're going to try to bomb it down. If I can see the flak at any point, we're hitting it immediately. And the Shermans have a 16 defense, so they will be on top of the infantry. Not good. U.S. paratroopers. Okay, they don't have AA at least, so got that going for me. Let me see here. United States got some Wildcats. They got 25 more Mustangs. They've been building them, which makes sense. 20 B-29s. Oh, they're building more of those things. That's not good for me either. Where are their Sherman numbers? Okay, those are the M5A1s, M3A1s, and M3 Lees. They're running low on those other tanks. Only 101 M2A2s. We're slaughtering them. But M4 Shermans are now their most popular tank, so that isn't great. And they're building artillery offensives somewhere. Okay, well, we're getting pretty close to Baja. Let me see here. If I do this... There's an elite Matilda. It probably fought its way there, but it looks like it just moved. Has Japan invaded and they just repelled something? I have no idea. At this point, though, I'm just curious. I want to see what we're looking at. Okay, so the Brits are moving a couple guys through. There's not another big army like this, just like waiting back here. Not one I can see, at least. No. So unless there's one further back, which I think I still have one Dornier left. Yes. It looks like this is most of them. It's a lot of Wolverines, it's a lot of Shermans. They've got 101, so this isn't close to all of them, but I'm assuming that means a lot of cities are building them, which means they're pretty spread out, and they're going to have to converge, and they probably have another army that's already heading up here, which isn't great for me either. Whatever, though. These are just militia and flak. I'm not afraid of them. They can come here all they want. They'll just die. Most of this went how we expected. They're getting bombed, I can tell you that. By these guys, probably. Yeah, because they're in range. So we're going to bomb them. And the rest of the fighter, or the bombers here, are probably just going to move there. And then they're going to start moving towards Peace River. Once I have Peace River, that puts me in a better position for the rest of these cities. Like, Whitehorse and Peace River have an enormous gap between them, way bigger than, like, any other Canadian city's got with its neighbors. And they are spread out for the most part. But I want to grab at least Vancouver and Prince Rupert before Japan gets out here and does it. But you have to go through a lot to do that. I guess even if Japan took Vancouver, if America was still around, they'd just go take it back. So that one's not as big a deal. But if they take Prince Rupert, no one is taking it back from them. There's a ton of space here, and it's deep in Canadian territory, with probably only one road over some mountains. So it's going to be hard for America and Canada to converge on them. I guess they could send some guys like up through this pass here, but that takes even longer, and they probably wouldn't do it. Alright, well I think that's going to be it for this one then. If you haven't yet, please check the link in the description for my book. If you like the look of it, give it a read, and if you like the read, give it a positive review. Otherwise, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.